Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, May 28th, and I'm Chris Allen with your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Well, we had a little bit more rain today. Here it is just after 7 o'clock, as you see by the clock back there in the back. Yeah, 7:01 now. There it is, 7:01 current time here on a Wednesday evening. The sun's been out just a little bit. In fact, let's go to the Plano cam, and I'll show you some of the sun that's out at my house right now. There it is. Still a little bit of sunshine, a few clouds, but at least we're seeing a little bit of blue sky after some of the showers that came by today. Some of you picked up some pretty good downpours. We did downtown at News 40. In fact, it was around midday or so that we picked up, even late morning, we picked up a pretty good shower. No lightning, no thunder, but it was just a good downpour. I think most of those, in fact, we'll check radar in a minute. I think most of those are done for this evening. And we're going to have a return, though, of some rain as we get into the day tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon. Looking like a pretty good chance that what I'm seeing here, about 80%, that's pretty good coverage. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, let's check the numbers from today. A high of 77. We hit the number. That's the number that I predicted or forecasted. 77. 5 degrees cooler than normal. The normal high 82, but that will be going up in the coming days to 83 and then 84 and then 85. It just keeps on climbing. Yeah, especially as we get into June, that normal high temperature is going to continue to rise as we get closer to summer. The low was 65, and at the airport, they only picked up 3 hundredths of an inch of rain. That's not much at all, but that's what they've got in the rain bucket there. And as we check the radar satellite view showing some of those holes opening up, as I just showed you with the Plano cam. So with these little bitty holes here before sunset, you may get a little bit of sun, but uh, not the kind of full sunshine that I'm sure that you were looking for. Here's a look at the radar, and you can see the only showers that I see right now are way over here around, well, just north of Harlan and south of Hayden, Kentucky, way over in eastern Kentucky. Nothing around here. All the showers are gone. This is just ground clutter around the Nashville Doppler radar site, the NexRad, they call it. So I don't think we'll see much of anything else tonight. If it rains again, it's going to rain tomorrow, and especially, as I mentioned, in the afternoon. So let's go to the Kentucky Mesonet and let's check and see who got what. All right. So here are the winds currently. We'll start with that. The winds are coming out of the west at near calm to about 5 miles per hour. I don't think there's a whole lot of a breeze. Nah, there's not. Okay, temperatures. Let's check it out here at 7:04. Lots of 70s because we did hit the mid 70s today, as I showed you that high of 77 here in Bowling Green right now. A pair of 73s in Bowling Green and Warren County. Much of the 270 seeing 70s. And hey, that's not too bad. That's not too bad, but it does sort of feel a little humid. Let's check the dew points. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, dew points are in the 60s. And, anytime we get dew points 60 or above, it's going to feel humid. And the humidity. So let's check that. Humidity is right around 70 to 80%. So, yeah, it feels humid. And I tell you, if the sun was out longer than it is or going to be this evening, say if it had been out for hours and hours, we probably would have had some sun driven convective showers and thunderstorms. But that didn't happen today. I think it could happen tomorrow, though. So we'll discuss more of that in just a moment and see if maybe we'll have to pay attention to the possibility of severe weather. Hopefully not. Let's go to now the severe weather outlook. Let me refresh that because sometimes those maps get refreshed when I'm not looking, when I'm just kind of checking up on things. So here's right now your garden variety stuff that you saw moving into eastern Kentucky. I think we're okay now. Nothing really going to happen now. Oh, look at this. Okay. So this is tomorrow, Thursday, your ordinary garden variety general thunderstorms for much of the 270, but then you go all the way out, say from about, that looks like about Eddyville, Grand Rivers, that area west, there is a level 1 marginal risk, and that would be for tomorrow afternoon. Little daytime heating, but it's a low end risk. Um, there is a low end tornado threat, 2 to 4%. I don't think that's going to be much of any big deal. Damaging wind threat, same, about 5 to 14%. And the hail, same thing, but a little bit further south. All of that is for tomorrow. Now let's move on to Friday. Friday, we're also going to see a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We're back into the general thunderstorm category. Garden variety stuff, nothing severe. But look, far eastern Kentucky, and once you get into the Virginias and the Carolinas, a level 2 slight risk. Interesting. I don't see anything else, though, for the weekend or even much of next week at this point. No severe weather threats. As you know, that could change, but we're going to leave it um, pretty copacetic for the time being. All right, let's go to the maps. We'll check those out and see what we see here. There are the departing rain showers that I showed you on the radar a few moments ago over toward Laurel County, Leslie County, out that direction, maybe over toward Pike County, Harlan County. Yeah, that's the cold front passing through. So we're doing a little drying out here, and the dry period is going to be very short, a very short window. We get it this evening, we get it tonight, and we get it part of the day tomorrow before the next system begins to move in. I will tell you, because of the cool, damp ground and the warmer air that's about to come in with the next system, I think there's going to be fog tonight. And maybe, oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, there it is. Patchy, dense fog. So expect that. Now, this is 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's look at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. I haven't looked at this map yet until just now. Now, oh, look, there's the Bowling Green bubble. I'm just waiting for somebody to say that. Look at that. Look at, okay. Let me tell you, I do not draw this. This is done by the National Weather Service Aviation Weather Center. It's for people that fly planes and all that, but I love their maps because they're very detailed and, it explains everything. But look at that hole right there at Bowling Green. There is no Bowling Green bubble. Somebody did that on purpose. I bet you somebody did that on purpose. What do you mean, Bowling Green bubble? But look at all that fog. I mean, in the morning, we could be socked in pretty thick with the fog because there's a warm front. It's not painted on here, but there's a warm front and a low pressure system that's going to come in tomorrow early in the morning, and it's going to set us up perfect setup for fog. You can pretty much bet on it. You're going to see fog, and yes, even in Bowling Green and Warren County, there is no bubble. Okay, there's the warm front. Now it's showing up. And you see showers to the east, showers and thunderstorms to the west. That boundary is going to be a trigger, and there's a low pressure system back here to the southwest that will, oh, not that. Okay, that will trigger some of the showers and storms. Here's 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But then as we get into tomorrow evening, full coverage of showers and thunderstorms. There's the low pressure system showing up now near the junction of the Mississippi and Ohio rivers. So yeah, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and evening. As I showed you, I'm not anticipating severe weather. This is not that quite of a system, but thunder and lightning, some heavy downpours of rain. Yes, I think that is very possible. Here we go into 7 a.m. Friday morning, and we're still covered with the showers and storms, lighter rain and thunderstorms back to the west. And as we go through the day on Friday, the showers will begin to taper off and move east. Here's 7 p.m. Friday, showers in eastern Kentucky and parts of central Kentucky. We begin to dry out here Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Looking good, actually. Saturday is going to be a sunny day. Not bad at all. Here is Sunday, and maybe the Cumberland Plateau seeing a few showers down around Dale Hollow Lake and Lake Cumberland and the Cumberland River. Maybe it appears. Little wave there, possibly touching that off. But look, high pressure takes over. This is Monday. Looking good there. Tuesday, looking dry. Well, let's see what else. Wednesday? Yeah, staying dry even to Wednesday. What? 3 days without rain? That's a new one. It's been a while, hasn't it? 3 days without rain. Look at the showers back here to the west. That would be the next system that'll come in about next Thursday, next Friday. I can tell you though, as you'll soon see with the model blender, it's going to get warmer. It is going to get warmer. It's going to get summertime warmer. Yeah, how about that? Let's see real quick. I want to see what they're showing for rainfall totals. So let me make sure that's updated. Do a refresh. Yep. Okay. We're looking at the next 7 days, picking up. A couple of places might get an inch, inch and a half, but overall, I think what we get tomorrow is going to be, half inch, 3/4 of an inch. Most of it will come tomorrow and Friday because after that, as you saw, there's just not that much in the way of rain in the forecast. So much of that you're looking at right there will come tomorrow and Friday. Now, Let's take a look at the model blender because I think it's going to show us some summertime. Oh boy, check it out. 79 tomorrow. No, that's today. Wait a minute. Let me make sure this is up to date. Refresh. Oh, I'm sorry. Now that's correct. I thought, wait a minute. Tomorrow, 81. Yeah, I agree with that. Then we go a much cooler 74, but I think it may even be closer to 70 because behind the system that is going to bring us the rain and the thunderstorms tomorrow into early Friday, behind it is some cooler air. And that low pressure system is going to draw down some of that cooler air from the north. And so I think we could actually be closer to 70 on Friday. That would be, let's see, 12, 13 degrees cooler than normal if we hit that. But then look, we go right back into the 80s. Saturday, last day of May, then Sunday, the first day of June. And look at those mid to upper 80s pretty much every day next week. Big time, summertime, warmth, even though it's not summer yet. But it's coming. We're only a few weeks away now. 77. Now we hit that today. That's correct. 60 tonight, 81 tomorrow. 70. There's your cool day. The coolest day will be Friday because of the rain and because of that system coming through. And as I mentioned, drawing down some of the cooler air. But then we really go back into the 80s. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday really starts to heat up and it'll start to feel like summer. And you see there, Sunday starts Duncan Hines Days, lots of festivities downtown and all around Bowling Green, Warren County, some other locations. It's always a great, great time. And of course, News 40 celebrating with Duncan Hines Days. Quack, quack. We got our little rubber duckies there, indicating that it starts Sunday, but it goes Monday, Tuesday, and all the way through the 8th. All the way through the 8th. And the more we get into the weekend with this graphic, you'll start to see not only Duncan Hines Days, but you will see the 400-mile yard sale. We're going to put that up there too. Yeah, because it's coming next weekend. It's a big one. It's all along 6880. And I'm going to be out there. In fact, I'm thinking about possibly doing the weather live one day at the end of next week when the 400-mile yard sale kicks off. So you may see me out there doing that. Let's see here. Here's a good question. Kenny Higgs says, Chris, what's the difference between dew point and humidity? Well, everybody says, when it gets humid, they say it's so humid. The air is thick and sticky and all that. Yeah, humidity. All right. But dew points actually determine the relative humidity. And here's why. Think about it. Dew point, the point at which the air becomes moist or sticky or saturated. Okay. So you could have, like today, we have temperatures in the 70s and we have dew points in the 60s. Well, those numbers are close together. Anytime the air temperature and the dew point temperature are closer together, the more humid, the more sticky it is because at a certain temperature, the atmosphere cannot hold any more water, any more moisture. So what happens when it can't hold anymore? Like, all right, it's kind of like this. And let me just, since this is my podcast, of course I wouldn't be able to say this on TV, but like when you got to go pee real bad, The atmosphere does the same thing. I got to go potty, you know? And so what happens to it? It all comes down. Yes. So, I don't know. That just came to my mind as the best way to describe it in simple terms, but there you go. So the atmosphere becomes saturated. The water's got to go somewhere. So when it's really thick and humid, though, sometimes the moisture you can feel around you, it's like we call it weather you can wear because the air is so thick and full of moisture because the dew points are high. Therefore, the relative humidity is high. So you can have that kind of situation, but if there is like a layer of warm air that's sitting above us, say anywhere from 5 to 10,000 feet above us, that caps off the atmosphere so that the moisture isn't rising into the colder part of the atmosphere to form thunderstorms. And so what you then get is just dry, just a not dry, but just humid days when you wish it would rain, but it's not going to rain because the atmosphere's capped off. So you got okay, people are getting it now. So I Chris Allen said in his podcast, the atmosphere, it has to go pee sometimes, just like we do. Well, it is what it is. It's nature. Just like it happens to us, it happens to the atmosphere. Sometimes the atmosphere's got to go, like we got to go. All right. Okay. I think people are Charlotte. No, you are Norm and Kathy. Okay. Thank you. Here's Charlene Wisdom. Oh my, now when it's humid, I will think the atmosphere needs to potty and laugh. Oh, you guys. Entertainment. That's what it's all about. Education and entertainment. You get it both with the 270 weather. So, hey, if you can't have a good time doing this stuff, you might as well just stop. Okay. But anyway, thank you all. Thank you all for making me laugh this evening. I will be back in the morning, of course. News 40 Sunrise, 6 a.m. is when you can tune in on both NBC and CBS 40 here in Bowling Green and all over Southern Kentucky. And of course, I'll be back at noon on NBC 40. And then anytime, just by downloading the News 40 weather app that you see right there in the corner, that way you can put it on your phone and have radar and everything else on there, weather wise, that you need to know anytime. All right. You guys have a great Wednesday evening. Thank you as always for watching. God bless you. And